Welcome to the Detox for Your Life podcast, and today I want to talk to you about the walking wounded. So hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Detox for Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Nicole L. Turner, and today we're going to get real about something that so many people live with in silence. The crazy part is some of the people don't even know that they're this way. And I'm talking about the walking wounded. There are a lot of people walking around who look fine on the outside. They may be successful, they smile, they laugh, they show up, but on the inside, they're carrying some wounds, some deep ones. And not all wounds bleed on the outside. Some wounds come from childhood, others from heartbreak, perhaps as teenagers, young adults, and some come later in life, maybe from betrayal, disappointment, trauma, loss, or rejection. But here's the tricky part. The wounds don't always scream for attention. In fact, many of us have become masterful at masking them, even from ourselves. It really is true. There are some people walking around who don't even know that they're wounded because they suppress the wounds, they distract, they bury it under maybe being super busy, being very productive, being perfectionist, whatever that looks like, and move through life as if everything is fine. Because they've convinced themselves that everything is fine. But here's the truth. You can only pretend for so long. Because eventually, the wounds will reveal themselves. They may show up in your relationships. Maybe you struggle to trust. Maybe you shut down when things get too close. Maybe you sabotage the good because deep down you don't believe you're worthy of it. They may show up in your career. Are you chasing titles just to prove your worth? Are you overworking to outrun feelings of inadequacy? They may show up in your finances. You're spending to soothe the wounds. You're saving out of fear. You're using money to fill a void or to create a false sense of control. They even show up in your health. Whether that's chronic stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, high blood pressure, emotional eating, all signs that something deeper may be going on. Now, acknowledging that those things don't always mean something is going on, but they may mean that something is going on because those are the invisible wounds. And if we don't address them, they will bleed into every area of our lives. So how do we begin to heal those wounds? The first step is to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself first. There are a number of people lying to themselves. You got to be honest with yourself first. You've got to stop pretending that you're okay if you're not. Take off the mask, even if it's just in the mirror, and ask yourself the hard questions. What am I still hurting from? What haven't I dealt with? What have I learned to live with but never healed? Because healing starts with awareness. You can't fix what you won't face. The second step is to love yourself enough to want to heal. This is so important because healing is hard work. It's uncomfortable. It brings up things that you've buried, but you deserve to be whole. You deserve peace. You deserve relationships that feel safe. You deserve a career that fulfills you. You deserve a life that reflects your truth, not your trauma. Let me say that again. You deserve a life that reflects your truth, not your trauma. And so when it comes to romantic relationships, this part may sting a little, but we have to stop pretending we're ready when we're not. People like to paint the picture that they've got it all together, that they're relationship ready. But the truth is, unhealed wounds will always surface. You may enter the relationship with the best foot forward, but eventually the limp will show up. It will. And when it does, it can cause pain, not just for you, but for your partner. So honesty in relationships isn't just about being transparent with someone else. It's about being responsible with someone else's heart. It's about being responsible with someone else's heart. And that means saying, I'm still healing. I'm still figuring some things out. Because that kind of honesty, it creates room for grace. It creates room for understanding. It creates room for real connection. Now, I'm not saying you have to fully be healed to be in a relationship, because healing is a journey. It's not a destination. But you do need to be aware of your wounds and take ownership of them instead of expecting your partner to fix or carry them, or to just ignore them and allow you to show up in a certain way. You also need to build a relationship with yourself. One built on compassion, curiosity, and care. Learn to sit with yourself, love yourself, and forgive yourself. That's how we detox from the pain that's been hiding underneath the surface. So today I want to encourage you to do a check-in with yourself. Be honest about your wounds that you've been carrying. Give yourself permission to start healing. And remember, healing doesn't mean the wound never existed. It means the wound no longer controls you. So you may have been walking wounded for a long time, but you don't have to stay there. So if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're on your own healing journey, know that you're not alone. Others will walk with you. I may not know you, but I'm willing to walk with you. Until next time, take care of yourself. Be kind to your heart and continue to detox your life one honest step at a time. I'm Nicole L. Turner, your mindset coach, helping you shift the way you think so you can change the way you live. If you're in need of a mindset coach, you can reach me at detoxforyourlife.com.